This podcast is continuing Renewable Energies Part 2. The last renewable energy you need to know about is biofuels. Biofuels come from biomass. Biomass is an energy source referred to as organic matter, such as timber and crops which are grown especially to be burnt in order to generate electricity or hot water. We are now going to look at biofuels. With the cost of petrol and diesel increasing at alarming rates, one alternative is the use of biofuels, which are cheaper and less polluting. Biofuels offer a way to reduce greenhouse gas emissions compared to conventional fuels. At present, there are 3 types available. There's biogas, which is made from fermentation of plants and animal matter. Examples are of waste matter such as manure, landfill waste and sewage. This is a popular way as it deals with getting rid of a waste material. Another way is biodiesel, which is made from monoculture crops, which include rapeseed oil, soybean, sunflowers. The seeds pressed for their oil, which is then used to make this biodiesel. The last method is bioethanol, which is made from natural sugar and starch from plants like sugarcane and sugar beet. Ethanol is an alcohol made through fermentation and distillation, a similar process to that used to produce beer and wine. These biofuels are considered to be carbon neutral. They release the same amount of carbon when burnt as plants they come from have absorbed when growing, so no extra CO2 can be added to the air, unlike when fossil fuels are burnt. One concern with biofuels is that the planting of biocrops will affect the biodiversity, reducing the habitats for animals and wild plants. A recent advance in the discovery of algae-based biofuels, which has the potential to replace over 70 billion litres of fossil fuels used in road and air transport. We are now going to look at the advantage and disadvantage of these biofuels. The advantages of biogas is that it uses large amounts of waste from farming and landfills. It diverts waste from the landfills. It burns more cleanly than fossil fuels. It reduces the amount of methane, a harmful greenhouse gas, into the atmosphere, and byproducts can be sold and used as compost and fertiliser to improve soil conditions. The disadvantage is the product value is low, making an unattractive commercial product. It also has low yield, and process is not very attractive economically compared to other biofuels on an industrial scale. The advantages of biodiesel is that it can power regular diesel engines without the need for engine modifications. It can be mixed with regular diesel to form biodiesel blends. It could prolong the engine life as it lubricates and leaves fewer deposits. Can be made at home using specialist equipment readily available, and has cleaner exhaust fumes, less carbon monoxide and soot and sulphur, unlike fossil fuels when burnt. The disadvantage of biodiesel are the same for bioethanol. These include ecological damage, including deforestation and intensive farming practices as a result of planting crops needed for monocultures. Monocultures reduce habitat variety, providing less habitat for animals. There's social and economic issues, crop price increase, making them less affordable for developing countries. It's currently expensive process, costs to convert biomass into fuels with low yields, and incineration causes carbon dioxide pollution once the crop has been harvested. The advantages of bioethanol are that it reduces harmful exhaust emissions and does not contribute to the greenhouse effect. Biodegradable with non-toxic effects on the environment, can be added to normal petrol to form ethanol-based petrol blends. Many engines can use ethanol without modifications and can be made at home relatively inexpensively, therefore reducing energy costs. We are now going to look at the advantage of algae-based biofuels. The advantage is that there's a reduction of ecological damage to the land. Algae grows pretty much anywhere. The crops do not affect freshwater sources or farmland. It produces an oil which is relatively easy to convert to diesel and jet fuel, and the yields are about 30 times that of crops grown on land. Disadvantage is that it produces unstable biodiesel with many polyunsaturates. It's also a relatively new technology and it also performs poorly compared to biodiesel. That concludes this section of the revision. If you have any questions, please come and speak to me.